And this is what it looks like after we remove the material lids, after doing the spray putty and the sanding. So as you can see, there is some water in there, but the putty didn't get in at all, so that's really good. So this is why I mentioned you really need to make sure you seal it up to make sure none water gets in the electronic part. Now this has been dried, but I don't have any electrical components here. This, I just have a switch and some battery pins, so there's no capacitors that could actually damage anything. But when I have all the electronics hooked up, which is the Bluetooth receivers, all the LEDs, that may cause problems. So I do advise to seal it up nicely around the seam here. Once the putty has been sanded and it's dried, we can now actually inspect for any minimal mistakes. We have an opportunity to inspect the whole sword with our fingers and see if anything needs to be filled in with some epoxy resin, something that putty wouldn't actually fill. So for example, this is quite a problematic sword because this has quite a lot of drastic warping. So for example, if we feel with our fingers, we can actually feel some deep dips. So for example, here is a very deep dip that needs filled. So here. And you might need a wide spreader to make sure it's perfectly even. Now keep in mind, the more you fill, the more detail you lose, but this is quite a drastic case that I'm filling in. But again, I'm focusing mainly on the seams because that's where the problems usually occur. If you want to preserve more detail, do masking tape it. But for this, I'm just doing this my way for a specific reason, because it really needs quite a lot of filling, this one.